Hello and welcome everybody to our first episode of our first season of Heat. Now, if you haven't played Heat before, this is I would say, call it a survival game set in the Old West, and it's a lot of fun. You know, it's got a kind of a bad rap on Steam. There's reasons, and we'll go into those later. Right now, I've spun up a character, and I've got myself a private server, so I won't have any competition for land or anything, and we'll just have some fun. So let me go ahead and start my character. So right away, I want to say that if you don't have a really good computer with some decent graphic power to it, probably not the game for you. It does take a lot of uh, power to generate the game, and I think that's just from poor optimization is what a lot of people say. So just bear that in mind if you're thinking about picking it up. I would recommend it either way, um, especially if it's on sale. You know, it's $5 worth of fun all day long if you can get it for $5, which it was recently on sale as at the time of this video. So I would definitely recommend it. But here we are in our world. And I'll just kind of give you a brief overview. We have our hobo stick. So if I press 1, I get my hobo stick out. And this is essentially a universal tool to get started with. I can use it to break things. Ooh, there's that graphics thing we were talking about. Little graphic lag there. Anyways, I can break up trees or rocks, to gather materials to begin with. Um, if I press I get my inventory. So these are the materials that I just picked up. See, we also have O for social. I'm going to click on that. And that gives us some social options for if we were playing with multiple players, but we're not. Same thing with party. You can start a group called a party in this game. You can even have NPCs and pets in your party. We might get into that later. I don't know. Let's see. We have the skill tree, which we're definitely going to be touching on a lot in this game because there is a lot to do and a lot to unlock. Most of this is it's level based, but it's also you got to pay some money in addition to having the level and the materials in order to just to unlock it, just so you can make it. Then you need the materials to make it. So a lot to look forward to there. We have our news. Now again, this comes in more in play if you're playing on a server with people, which I would recommend, by the way, because it's tons of fun on a server with your friends. But you can get a government position, and those have various benefits to them. I'm not going to bother just because it's just me. It'll show obituaries, recent deaths. These market demands, we'll get into more of this a little later on, but ultimately it's just a way to make extra money. Speaking of extra money, right away what I usually do, even whether I'm with other players or not, is try to get a lottery ticket, because this lottery runs once a week, and sometimes people forget to buy a ticket, so you can get $1,000 for just $2. So it's a nice little way to earn a little extra money. I wouldn't recommend the scratchers, especially right away, because you can accidentally draw bandits and they can attack you and kill you, so just be careful there. We have our weather forecast here. We can place classifieds. So if we have some items for sale, for example, we could do that. I think that'd be good for like a role-playing server if you wanted to run one up. And you could also adopt orphans in this game, which it talks about how to do that. Which maybe we'll get into it later. I don't know. The babies kind of bother me. They're a little creepy. So if you press M, we get to our map. I'll just zoom out here. So there's Washington. So if we go to Washington, we could run for president and pretty much pick it up uncontested. We have Tombstone over here. There's the train. And Sakeo, I'm assuming it's called, Indian village. You can run for as an Indian chief. or the cottonwood plantation is where the governor is. So all told, it's most of the American map. So we are going to head here to this area, which is a crossroads area. It's nice and flat. It's actually, if you get the game, there's a one-player version called Homestead, and that is a little bit different than the online version. I prefer the online version, so I think it's just a different challenge. But that's one of the locations that you might start in if you go that route. So we'll just get started here. I'm going to need some wood, so I'm going to break some stuff up along the way. I have played this game quite a bit in the past, so it's not my first rodeo, as they say, but there are some things that I haven't done yet. It's actually kind of what made me think to go back and give this another try, because they've recently, well, I want to say recently, it's been almost a year now, but they added treasure maps, and they added gold panning and fishing. So those are some of the updates that have happened since the last time I played. So I'm kind of looking forward to those things. So right away, I want to take a look also at our blueprints. Right, so blueprints are the way that we build items in the game. And right away, I have some goals in mind. I want to definitely get this mining helmet, which is going to require us to obtain 200 copper, or I'm sorry, 50 copper and 200 iron ore in order to make that. But that's going to be really important right away. And then also, we're going to need a shipping box. We're going to need a campfire. We're going to need a land claim. So a number of things, some tools. So we have a number of items to get going here. So I'm just going to break up some more of this rock. Get some of that. Now with the hobo stick, we're not getting much. We're only getting like I think 1 or 2 per whack. So it'd take a while to break up this whole rock, but I'll just gather what I need for now. That should probably be good for now, and then let's go ahead and break up this tree. Now you can break down these trees. You can clear cut a forest if you really get going, and some of the better tools that you can make can really make that job a lot easier. The hobo stick's really terrible, and you want to try to replace it as quickly as possible. But there are other priorities. So let's see. Like I said, right away I want to let's get a tool going. So let's craft this stone pickaxe. That's going to take a minute, so we'll just keep going here. Need some more fiber. Fiber is kind of hard to get a hold of right away, because it's not always obvious what it is that I'm swinging at in order to get it. These little plants here are really what you want. You can see it kind of collecting there at the bottom right hand of my screen. Okay. Let's see how our axe is going. So we don't have a timer. For some reason the timer seems to be broken. That's okay. It'll pop up here in a second. And we'll make an axe next, or a hatchet. Stone hatchet. We're just kind of making our way to this crossroad. So if we look at our map, I'm just making my way to this road, and then I'll follow this road down this way to the spot. I'll put that way for now. So I saw my axe come into the inventory, so I'll make the pickaxe is made. We'll make the hatchet next. We need some more stone. So happily we have pickaxe now. So here's some stone. Level up. It's funny, I leveled up on the train as I was making my character. It's like, you're level 2. I'm like, oh, I didn't even do anything, but cool. I'll take it. So now I'm level 3. So let's see here. We've picked up some other resources. We'll probably sell that off in the short term. We gotta craft that. We'll get that going. Alright, so in the distance here, I see the resources that we need. So the spot on the right is copper. The spot on the left is iron. So we're going to break these up and get our helmet. Helmet's really important, I think, right away, because it gets dark, and then it'll be hard to see what I'm doing. So I wanted to try to get that for you right away. This is a iron and sulfur mine. You can tell it's got that kind of yellow tips to it. So you're getting sulfur as well. We don't need sulfur early game, so we're probably just going to sell it. But right now I'm more interested in getting the iron ore collected. We need 200, I think it said iron ore. So we're halfway there already. So we're getting 6 per whack, which is better, a lot better, but still not as good as some of the later tools. Alright, so you can hear me breathing kind of heavy, right? Because I'm now carrying more weight than I really can comfortably carry. And so you get that heavy breathing going on. That's not me, that's the game. Just in case anyone's creeped out. Let's see. Just need 50 copper. That should do it. Let's get that crafted so we can stop him from breathing all heavy. Although, honestly, that's going to happen a lot. Oops, I passed it up. There we are. Get that crafted. And let's see here. While we're doing that, let's see. Let's kind of plan what else we need. We need this shipping box. I forget what the materials are going to be, but it's going to end up being wood, right? Because it's a wooden box. So let's just focus on getting some wood. Let's see here. Let's go this way. Shipping box is really great because you can carry it around, and obviously you can, sell things, but you can also buy things, which we're going to be doing, right away to give us a little head start. Comfortable beginning. Let's see wood here. Sure how much we need. Let's see here. This should be done fairly soon. It'll deduct the resources once it's done. So be careful, like if you're trying to multitask, you can actually sell the materials you're trying to make something with and then end up not having the materials to make it after all. So I've done that to myself a couple times. But that should pop in the inventory soon. Ish. While we're waiting for that, let's look over some of these items in here. So you can see that there's different grades of material, all the way up to legendary. I think it's orange. And so early game, I don't pay a lot of attention to it. Later game, I might save some of the better material and just sell off the rest. I especially like using it up. Especially like the greens and the blues, some of the worst ones. Yeah, just upgrading the house or something like that. Upgrading a tool, repairing a tool. Just use it up. Might as well use it. But it's also good money. Wow, it's taking a lot longer than I was expecting. Let's get some more wood. I want to get myself overburdened here. I want to stick around right here because once this helmet is made, I'm going to break up the rest of these nodes and sell it because we're going to need some money fairly soon. I wish we had our timer. That's the one thing. It sometimes the timer will show up, sometimes it won't. But that would be useful. While we're waiting, let's take a look. Here in our party menu, we also have our stats. So you can see, I'm 16 points in to the 3rd level, and you can see that reflected over here in this little up arrow. So that's where I'm at as far as the level up. We have unspent points. We have 2, so we get 1 per level. And usually, what I do straight away is just start pouring it into capacity. And I'll start spending that in there until I reach maybe 1,000. So we should have our helmet now. We do. Put that on. And now let's see, what else can we make? Here's our crafting bin. While we're crafting that, I'm going to break these nodes up and get them sold. So, as far as the rest of the game is concerned, I mean, it's very crafting intensive, which is really the thing I like best about it. There are enemies, there's bandit camps practically everywhere, and they are always hostile, so you can, I'm sure we'll run into one on the way to our destination, so I'll point it out. And you want to stay as far away to those as you can, especially in the beginning, but later we'll go out and attack them and see what we get from loot. There's animals, not as many as you would think. You would think there'd be more animals in the untamed natures of America, but they're, I don't know, for whatever reason, like it used to be, there was animals all over the place, and now they're harder to come by. We'll get into hunting later. Most of them are, passive, and even the ones that are aggressive, you can outrun them, so not a huge challenge. Honestly, if you are looking for a challenge, I'm going to pick this cotton here. If you are looking for a challenge, what I would recommend doing, especially if you're going to make your own server, is increase some of the tax rates and stuff like that, because while money is short in the beginning, it doesn't stay that way for long. And so, especially if you're running your own server, my recommendation would be, work on the economy straight away, because you don't want to have to deal with that after the fact. Alright, so I'm just going to pop some of these materials. Actually, I'll keep that. No, it's too early. It's just too early. I don't want to be holding on to it the whole time. We'll get more. Just sell all this. Under 24 bucks. It's good money right there. So this takes about a minute to process, and we'll get the money. In the Homestead version, you get a box like this, but you can load it up, I think, pretty much infinitely. But it only sells once a day. It sells in the morning. It really, Homestead just plays different for obvious reasons, right? If you're playing multiplayer, not everybody's going to sleep at the same time, So it just plays a little bit differently. I just prefer this because I don't want to artificially stop what I'm doing halfway through and then, go and try to pick it up later. I prefer to just, play day or night and not really worry too much about that stuff. If you're looking for maybe a more realistic experience, I guess you could either impose that on yourself or play Homestead. Either way, I think would be a lot of fun. Game's largely the same in most respects, either way. Alright, so we got our money. Let's sell the rest of this. We don't actually... Stone I will hold on to, because we're definitely going to be using that right away. But I'll keep the fiber too. Torch we're going to keep, but I'm going to stay non-smoker. I'm also going to hold on to the hobo stick. Can't sell it, or I guess I could, but I wouldn't get anything for it. But it's not really so much about that. If I accidentally break a tool and don't have, anything prepared for that, then I could be in a lot of trouble. So I usually keep a spare tool. But eventually I'll probably just get rid of it. Alright, so we'll sell the rest of this, and then we'll buy some stuff next. So right away what I usually do is get myself some food, some water, maybe some clothes if I have enough money. We'll see if we have enough money. Hey, level 4, alright. Not really sure how the experience works. I mean, I've just been standing here and I got experience somehow, but okay. That'll obviously slow down as time goes on. Yeah, I'm not complaining because we have got to get to level 60 in order to unlock some of the really cool stuff. There we go. Payday. Alright, so let's see here. Like I said, food's going to be important. Don't want to overload myself, but let's get myself, say, 30 apples to start. For equipment, there's, okay, so there's small water skins, and there's medium water skins. You can obviously make larger ones later, but for right now, we'll just take the larger ones. See what else are we gonna need. Let's get some water when we stop by the river. It looks like I could probably afford some clothes. Let's get some apparel. The weather does affect you, so you want to stay warm. So we'll buy that. You can make clothes later. You can make, like, you can actually, if you have 2 people, you can make a baby and then have to take care of that, or you can just order one. Forget where that is. It's in here somewhere, I think. Miscellaneous? Nope. I don't remember. Livestock. No. Incidentally, though, if you are in need of some meat or some hides or some feathers or something like that, good way to get them if you can't find them is to simply order them and slaughter. Let's see. Currency exchange. It's just to cash in your cents into dollars. I don't really pay much attention to that. There's our gear. Okay, so it doesn't really pay much attention to like what kinds of food you're eating as long as you stay fed. So, oops, pick that up. Okay, for whatever reason, it always leaves this little brown spot wherever you place your chests. It's not appealing, but that's okay. Alright, let's get running. It's a really beautiful game. I've got the graphics up, to a comfortable level. I don't like to overload, especially because I'm trying to record at the same time. Oh, there's one of our animals. They're not particularly smart. They're not gonna run away from me or anything. Oh, there's a donkey. We can tame it too later. We'll probably get a donkey. You can ride donkeys, I think. I usually get a horse. So there's that's got iron, but it's also got stone. But I'll leave it for later. Let's see. We've got a long ways to go, so I'll just keep running. But yeah, it's pretty country. There's a lot of hilly land pretty much everywhere you go. It's kind of hard to find a spot that is nice and flat. There's not a lot you can do about it. You can't. It's not like Valheim where you can flatten the land. You just got to kind of work with it. What I find is a couple tips. You could, kind of build high and just kind of build a deck, or you can find some of the flatter places in the deep forest. Let's see that deep wooded forest over there. You can cut down, kind of clear cut the trees, and then just build right where you've cleared it down. If you find a nice flat spot, and then what happens is the trees grow back and surround your property, and it actually kind of makes it look nice. So I've done that before as well. I'm pretty sure caps lock. Yep, caps lock is auto run. So I'm gonna do that while I take a look at the map. Oh, yeah, we've got a long ways to go. And you can see I'm revealing map along the way. So there's a lot of map I've not gotten to yet. So I just did a fresh restart when I decided to record. So just keep on keeping on here. Lots of material along the way, lots of rocks and trees and things like that to go and break up later. And what's great is you can bring along a shipping crate and just kind of run around the country farming materials and selling it if you need to. Beautiful country out there. Big snowy mountains. And there's a really wide variety of landscapes. You know, there's some swampland down to the south, some nice rocky mountains up north, and all kinds of areas. There's actually two different kinds of desert, right? High desert and red desert. So that's beautiful. I don't know if you can see this. It might be a little faint, but over there in the trees back there's a fire, and that is always a sign of bandits. So they have bonfires. They have little bandit camps, and you just want to stay clear of those. Here's the train tracks, so we're pretty much getting to where we need to get to. You see how nice and flat this is. When I play on a server with other players, especially other players that I don't know, I probably wouldn't choose this because you're pretty much right where people will find you and start messing with you. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend this otherwise, but I think it's going to be nice. I've always kind of wanted to build here, so just looking at the map again and zooming in, we can see there's 4 squares here. One's got the railroad kind of running through it. Actually, 2 of them do. And then these 2, they're not like, the road's not, you know, it's not set on the grid or anything like that. So as far as choosing a property to start out with, I think I'm going to probably choose the one I've got highlighted as my first square. So in order to claim property, we are going to need a land claim right there. So get that made. Oh, we might as well put our clothes on. I didn't even think to do that. There we go. So tidy whities. See, the cold resistance and heat resistance really aren't that good compared to buying clothes here. And that's going to affect like how well you stay alive, so you can actually die from the cold. So you want to be careful. This is at its heart a survival game. So, but we don't want the tidy whities anymore, so we'll probably sell those there in a minute. So we got our claim, so we'll put that down. Don't have a lot of money though, so I think what I'm going to do is get some money first. So there's another copper node. And once we get our flag down, we'll call that episode 1, and we'll start building our new home in the next episode. If you haven't already done so, I would really appreciate it if you take the moment to go and click that like button, maybe click a subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm just starting out, so it would mean a lot. You know, if I can get to 100 subscribers, that's a lofty goal for me now. So, you know, the support would be really, really appreciated. So, oh, there's a deer. You see that? I'm not going to try to kill it now, but I'm pretty sure the deer would kill me instead. But we're going to go back and sell this copper and stake our claim, and then we'll call it an episode well done. Alright, so let's see here. Just making sure, you want to make sure that you're on the right spot. See how they have coordinates 70x or x70 y49 rather. So I just want to make sure that I'm actually standing on the right spot before I put my claim down, so that I claim the right property. There we go. That should be good. We'll just set it right here. 6, 7. So it shows you the coordinates right there. That's what we want. There we go. Alright, so, but it says put money in your land claim to prevent items on your land from taking decay damage. So I'm going to get this this copper sold, and that should keep us going for at least a little while. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and we'll definitely do some more real soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.